Yeah, I remember the old times. Everything felt free, everything was nice. Shit changes quick, boy. Yeah, I can clearly remember the old times. Like when mum fed and clothed me and there weren't no grain. I couldn't see the world as it was back then, I was so blind. To be a footballer we all dreamed, and I done what I could by all means. I had fights, I couldn't control my temper, so I got kicked out of the school team. That's when my record was all clean. We used to look up to the elders even though they was all lean. I was only 12 but I told the girls I was 14, and they used to believe I was that old. At school every day but I slacked though. Every day after school, knock for the lads and go kick ball with the Astro. And I rarely scored a whack goal, so I used to think I was that pro. But I wasn't the best in my year, so football just became air on that note. But it ain't the same anymore. Now everything has changed. Now I will break any law just for a little bit of cash change. Sometimes I just sit in my house and remember the old times when money weren't really a problem and we was just stuck on the low crimes, like throwing stones at cars and robbing bikes outside the shops. But now we're getting older, the crime gets worse without no jobs. Sometimes I just sit in my house and remember the old times when money weren't really a problem and we was just stuck on the low crimes, like throwing stones at cars and robbing bikes outside the shops. But now we're getting older, the crime gets worse without no job. I can remember the holidays outside every day cause there ain't no school. Yes, in Woodpecker, arguing over who's on table, telling some pool nets, rolling around all day having fun, and then go to a party in the night. But the parties always got locked off, and it was always my boys that was in a hype. That's when I turned sort of hype. 14 was the first time I bought a bike. Typhoon 15. I used to do drive-bys when it came to the water fights. I read a bar showed NE, and he said that I got the potential and that I should keep on writing, and one day I should be in essentials. So I kept on writing and constantly mashing up raves in my bits. But when I went back to NE, he told me everyone in essentials has quit. But now I'm doing my own thing, and I'm mashing up the whole scene on my 2 feet. But when I look to reality, I'm broke, and it ain't helping me to eat. Sometimes I just sit in my house and remember the old times when money weren't really a problem and we was just stuck on the low crimes, like throwing stones at cars and robbing bikes outside the shops. But now we're getting older, the crime gets worse without no job. Sometimes I just sit in my house and remember the old times when money weren't really a problem and we was just stuck on the low crimes, like throwing stones at cars and robbing bikes outside the shops. But now we're getting older, the crime gets worse without no job. Yeah, I remember the old time. Who remembers the old time? Rack, Mace, Sal, E.T., Kenzie, Duckett. You man must remember. Hypes, you remember? Pool, I was the best, bro. No one couldn't chat to me. Sally, you know you couldn't chat to me on table tennis. I was so sick, bro. Football, football. That's the cure on the end of that. Nah, I remember the old times though. Definitely. For real, everything changes quick. Alex, alright. I feel like I got so much pressure now. Yeah, bro. It's cool though. Sometimes I just sit in my house and remember the old times when money weren't really a problem